Should be live any second now.
Nice.
Voila. Welcome everybody to the AMA with Robert Hollis. Thank you everybody for joining us on this Saturday, this 420. It's my mom's birthday today, so and everybody, if you know my mom, reach out to her, wish her happy birthday. She'd love to hear from you guys. But with that said, we're gonna start this AMA. So there's a couple of ways that you can ask Robert questions. Now, Robert Hollis, my father, is a documented and successful mentor and has helped multiple people reach millions of dollars in income in their respective businesses. He's also helped people accomplish multiple things through supporting them in their dreams and their vision, helping them find their imagination and find their vision, and point, guide, and direct them in the ways of getting success and what they want to do with their lives. So this is just a platform that we open up to everybody to ask him questions. The questions don't have to be just about business. They could be about life, personal development, anything. He's pretty open to answering a lot of questions. He's got so much wisdom. The amount of wisdom that I've gotten and the rest of us have gotten from him here is just like endless, honestly. So really utilize this platform if you can to ask questions of a very documented mentor. If you want to ask a question, there's a couple ways to do it. The first way is to raise your hand on Zoom. To do that, you'll just click the buttons on the bottom and click on reactions and click raise hand. You can also hop on here on Zoom. I'm about to pin a comment that'll allow you to hop on Zoom here. You can ask your questions in chat on Zoom or post them. We're live on YouTube. You can post your questions live on YouTube. Just write question before your comment, and I'll pass it on to Robert here for him to answer. So with that said, Dad, do you have anything you want to share with all of us before we get started here?
I do. First of all, thank you so much, Matt, for being the producer, director, the means behind everything. And Craig, even though you're not here, I know you watch the replays and we miss you. We miss you and hope you and Sue are having a wonderful, wonderful day. Another thing I want to do really quickly as far as a shout out, for those of you that have done testimonials for us, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Faith and Bill and Kelly, I probably have missed some. And we got Jamie, he did one with a poem. So I just thank you very, very, very much for doing that. That really means the world to us because we really want to help a lot more people. And the only other thing that I want to share with you guys is I put a playlist together. I actually decided that I wanted to put a whole group of videos together of Dear Younger Me. Dear Younger Me. Now, I was really blown away too because I didn't know there was a song on that and stuff like that. But there was a couple of videos that I did that I think will really help some of you because I hope this doesn't sound offensive, but some of you are still not where my younger me was. Just saying. And there is another really cool thing that I can say about that is Maya Angelou. Of course, I put a video in there that Craig and Matt and I did about Dear Younger Me. And, it's just the things that I wish I knew earlier in life. You know what I mean? And I dedicated this whole series to my younger son, Kyle, because he's right now going through life trying to figure out what he wants to do. And like I say in the videos, you guys can watch them that, man, I wish somebody would have told me when I first started to go out and get money, I knew it. I just forgot it. So what I mean by that is I was so young when I first went out to get money is that people said I couldn't get a job. That was my first clue. You're too young to get a job. Yeah, but I need money. Well, great. Be an entrepreneur. No, they didn't say that. They said, we'll figure out ways to make money. So shoveling sidewalks, picking rocks for farmers out of their fields, mowing lawns. It's like delivering papers. It's every one of those endeavors. You know what I mean? Doing a lemonade stand. Every one of those endeavors is the world telling you and the universe telling you, this is how you make money right here. And then when we get old enough to get a job, then we suffer and struggle the rest of our lives. And it's like, but we get really, really, really good at making other people money. Have you guys ever thought about that? I know some of you have, but have any of you really sometimes, at the, it was just tax day, right? No one knows this more than Arthur and Anthony. It's like, all of a sudden it's like one day you go, is this all I got paid? What is wrong with this picture? And there's only one thing worse about that picture is this is how much the government took. And then all of a sudden you go, man, this is wrong. But then you don't do anything until January when you say you're going to change it. And then when tax day comes around, you say you're going to change it. And yeah, you don't. Right. And so, I hope you enjoy those videos and yeah, it's really, really amazing when, if someone could have said to my younger self, work for profits, not for wages. And I could have went, I don't quite understand that because every one of us grew up. And as we grew up, there was always individuals that are around us that were entrepreneurs. And everybody just watches them as they keep getting gooder and gooder and gooder. And then you go, man, how did he get that pickup? How did he get a Harley? What? What? He bought a boat? Oh, he got a pontoon. We got wave runners side by side. It's like, you guys have heard me say this many times. The person with the most toys wins. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to just be pissed off that the government takes my money and my boss is an a-hole because he doesn't pay me enough. It's like, no. How many people would love to have just one day with Judge Judy that you could tape and show your friends? You know what I mean? Because when you started making excuses and whining and complaining, and then she comes upside your head, it's like, would you imagine complaining and whining about your situation in life? And she looks at you and goes, hey, listen. What she do? She taps her pencil, right? Listen, I'm talking. And they stop and they go, and she looks at you and goes, are you on some kind of medication or something? What? Are you taking any prescribed drugs right now? No. Why? Because all I hear out of your mouth is just stories about the life that you hate. Oh yeah, but and this happened to me, and yeah, it's like she's like, listen, I asked you a question that has to do with yes or no. Have you attempted something to have freedom in your life and build residual and leverage and compounding? Well, no story. Yes or no? No. Well, then why are you complaining? What she does it most on, and you guys have seen it, is when people say, I didn't get my deposit back, for my rental property. And they're going, did you pay rent? No, I I left 2 months early. I mean, I stayed 2 months later, longer than my lease, and I didn't pay rent. It's like- And you're here suing the landlord. I love these ones because they're suing the landlord. And when you come to find out, the landlord could have took them to court, but just wasn't wasting their time. So not only does she dismiss their case, but end up costing them money because they found out how bad they treated the landlord. And that's not all cases. So I'm done with my little story. And again, I wish my wife a very, very happy birthday. I know this is a thought that you guys, I hope you don't take this wrong, but I never ever thought in my mind that I would just love to spend a lot of alone time with a 60-year-old. But now she's 61 and I'm like, I can't stop thinking about her. She's amazing. And again, like Matt said, you know, reach out, tell her hi. And I just love and adore her. So Matt, let's help some people.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opening statements, Dad. Love and appreciate you. So with that said, we're going to go through. I'm going to go once again and tell you guys how to raise your hand if you have a question or how to ask a question. So to raise your hand, there's a reaction button on the bottom of the screen somewhere here or on your phone. You could just click raise hand if you're here on Zoom. You could also type a comment or a chat in the chat here on Zoom and ask a question, and I'll pass it on to Robert. And then there's one more way to do it. If you're watching us live on YouTube right now, you can just simply type your comment in there and I'll pass it on to Robert here to answer as well. So with that said, we're going to get into it. The first person that had their hand up was James Saunders. James, are you with us?
Yes, I am. I'm right here.
Hello,
Yes, I'm
hello.
right here. How are you doing, Robert?
I am blessed and highly favored and deeply loved. How are you, sir?
Come on, man. Blessed and highly favored and deeply loved.
Amen.
First
Amen.
thing I want to do is I want to wish your lovely wife, Terry, happy birthday.
Awesome. I'll tell her. I will tell her.
Matthew, you're doing a marvelous job. I reached out to Craig last night to let him know that I have a special guest joining by the name of Jason. Jason says he joined. I don't know. I don't see him, but it's okay. Either case, what I want to say is I don't. First of all, make it plain. Land the plane. I don't have a question. I have a win. I have a win. My win is, you know, like many, they say they do what you do, Robert. They say they do what you do, but they really don't do what you do. They kind of sort of do what you do. What do I mean by that? They pick and choose. I'm going to do this, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to do that. I'm going to do that. I don't want to do that. And I'll do this. And then they wonder why they don't get the same results. They wonder why they don't get the same result. Because I was telling them, Jason, the guy I invited, he's an Army Ranger. He had a traumatic brain injury. He went back to the gym because he saw what my son did. He's a really awesome fellow. But he reached out to me last night. He said, James, I want to pick your brain a little bit. And I was astonished. You want to pick my brain? Like I'm special? Why do you want to talk to me? I just need to pick your brain. So I listened to what he said and I gave him some advice. But be that as in though, I rewatched Robert over the years. People like Melody, lovely Melody. She reached out to me one day because she said, yeah, I see that you follow Robert, right? Yeah, I do. Well, if you follow Robert, how come the link that he puts on his page is not on your page? You're not copying him. Okay, she's telling me I'm putting my own special sauce on stuff. She was telling me. All right, so what do? I searched and I started researched, and I said, you know what? I need to stop putting the special sauce on stuff. So I stopped. And I looked at where I was living. I was living in South Carolina. I was living as a 62-year-old male. I'm living in a 5-bedroom house with multiple sclerosis. I don't have, all my children are grown. They're like you. I have 4 children. They're all in their 20s. Grown. Done. And me, I'm done. I'm gonna leave the children manifesting to Matthew. I'm gonna leave it to him. You can have our grandchildren because I'm done. So I was looking, I said, 5-bedroom house. That's nice. Why do I need a 5-bedroom? Because I went from a 2-bedroom apartment to a 5-bedroom house. Why do I need a 5-bedroom house? Why do I need a 5-bedroom house? I don't need a 5-bedroom house.
I'd rent some rooms out, man.
The reason why I was doing the 5-bedroom thing, I was getting the 5 bedrooms because I was doing it for somebody else.
Ah, got it.
I was doing it for somebody else. I wanted somebody to recognize me. And then I said, why? Why? They don't need to recognize me. Like my shirt says, I lift weights and I'm an old man. Try to keep up.
That's awesome. That's awesome, James.
My win is I invited Jason to
He's
the
here.
Anything call because he reached out to me.
He's here.
I have more wisdom for him, and he would be able to ask you any question that his heart desired. That's all I have.
Amen. Thank you, James. I love you, brother. And Jason, I don't know if you can see up above. I posted some links to some videos, but you know, James can introduce you to me, Jason, and a group chat. And if you have any questions, I'm here to help you every step, Jason. Thank you, James. I love you, brother.
I love you. One last thing, Jason, on your screen, you can click in the reactions button to raise your hand to ask Robert, this dear man, a question. Please ask him.
Awesome. Thanks, James. I love you, man.
I love
Thank you
too,
so
man.
much, James. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
And glad to have you, Jason. Welcome to the AMA. If you do have a question, just like James said, if you want to raise your hand, you can, Jason, but you can also, if you want to, just type it in chat if you feel like that would work better for you. So whatever works better for you. With that said, I'm going to go to the next person that has their hand raised, which is Coach Bob. Coach Bob, are you with us? Here, let me see here.
Yeah, there he is.
Hello, hello. Can't hear you for some reason. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, my internet, I think. So I'll try to make it quick.
Okay.
First off, to your wonderful wife, Terry, happy birthday. Hopefully you guys do something special tonight. And then thanks so much, Robert, for you, Matt, and Craig that always do this, to take the time. A lot of mentors don't do that. They kind of sign you up and then leave you wondering, right?
Right.
And it's so important to have a good mentor in this thing.
I agree.
Third thing is and I'll talk about that in a little bit. And then third thing is, the sales going great. I've never been with such a great company in my entire life. And if you haven't signed up yet, please do. Because I've spent over $1,000 on stuff because it's such a great deal. Right?
Absolutely.
So my only question is, Robert, I wanted you to talk about like getting the right mentor and getting in the right business. What you're,
Okay.
you know, because I know this is the right business, but just if anyone wants to know that.
Yeah, it's very, very, very simple for me. I wasn't searching for a mentor, but the thing that again, Sean Hennigan, a guy I didn't know really well, I met him a couple of times. He was dating my cousin, and he just gave me a call and said, "Hey, I met this guy. He's not much older than us. He's 5 years older than us, and he's making $62,000 a month." Now, I guess when I say that, I did not think, Bob, in my life that 95% of people would say, "Nah, I'm not interested." That still is mind-boggling to me. That's a whole different level of I don't know, no, 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 I don't know, no, no, no. And so when you're looking for a mentor in anything in life, here's one word that people miss is the word called evidence. All right. So don't you find it interesting, Coach Bob, that when people go to college and they're trying to get their degree, that people that are doctors know what hospitals they would like to work at. They know what their internship should be. And people that are lawyers have a dream and imagination of what law firm. Man, if I could be a member of this law firm, and then as soon as you get that, what's the next dream? I'd like to be a partner. If you were a doctor, it would be, man, I would like to own my own practice. And it's like a lot of people in the world have a thought or an imagination of a lifestyle that they would like to have. But yet they don't look for that individual in life and go to them and say, "Hey, I would like to know how to do what you do." And those that do that will not listen to the knowledge that's given. So there's this phrase out there that's always bothered me, Coach Bob. It's, when the student's ready, the teacher appears. And so it is mind-boggling that people get into a comfort zone. And what they'll do is just continue to do the thing that's not giving them the results. For me as a mechanic, this is the most dumbfounding thing I've ever heard. Because when I raced cars and I was really young, 16 is when I first got my license in drag racing. And I'd walk up, get on the track, and there was this number. See, everything in my life is got evidence. So a car runs down a track. It does 9.1 seconds in a quarter mile at 152. And my car does 9 nines at 135. My mind goes, what is he doing? What motor is he running? What rear end differential is he running? How is he shifting? What's his weight? I want to know what he did, pardon my language, you guys, to kick my ass. And this is in sports. This is in fighting. This is in everything. Where if you get in a ring with somebody and you're wrestling or you're doing jiu-jitsu and they take you out in 20 seconds, I didn't realize that there was a whole group of people that are just okay with the world kicking their ass. It's fascinating to me. And so it's like, yeah, I'm struggling and things are not working great. I don't have a lot of freedom in my life and I can barely pay bills. I'm massively in debt and I don't have a reliable car and my house sucks. My apartment sucks. And yeah, screw it. I don't understand those people.
Yeah.
I don't understand. So the importance of hiring a right mentor or finding a right mentor is when you find somebody, here's the switch that goes on in my head. I will go and seek them out and go to their training. Now there's a thing called an internet. Wow. You know, I can actually, what's the word? Stalk them in a positive way. So I can stalk them and watch what they're doing and learn everything from them and just go, wow, I made 60 million. This guy's made 100 million. I made 60 million. This person's made 400 million. So if I want to make more money so I can make a bigger difference by giving to more children, yeah, I just won't do that stuff. Wow. It's fascinating to me. So finding the right mentor is one, my first resume is the first thing that they need to look for. I need to look for is a person that I can connect with that they've helped achieve their success. See, not listen to them tell you they made people successful. Find someone that said, oh my God, I plugged into Coach Bob. Bam, everything changed. Because when you can get that, and then you duplicate that, and then you duplicate that, and then you duplicate that. You're just talking about the 420 cell. My organization did 321,000 in volume yesterday. So you take 10% of that. Yesterday, I made 30 grand. Yesterday, I made $30,000 in one day. And just can't find any people that are freaking interested in understanding how I did that. They're not interested. They don't want to know. Even if you tell me, I'm not going to follow it. And I'd be going, why? I'll show you my back office. I'll show you my bank accounts. Yeah, no, thanks. And so that's why it's so important to find people that are the opposite mentality. See, the opposite mentality is when I'm sitting in an audience and listening to somebody, or I'm watching their podcast or their YouTube channel. You know what goes off in this stupid little head? They're not all that in a bag of chips.
Right.
They're not that damn special because I know everything that they're doing was learned. Everything that they're doing was learned by somebody else that did it. And learning is not hearing about it. Learning is applying it. And so that's how I would not be where I am today. If I was enrolled, sponsored, sold, slammed, crushed, whatever these, making checks and breaknecks, there's all these people that do this stuff that I don't do, but everyone assumes that I do. So even if I show them what I do, they think, nah, that's not what he's really doing. They make up stuff in their head of what I'm doing. It's mind-boggling to me. And so if I wouldn't have found, I got involved in this industry, and my first 2 weeks in this industry was awful because I was listening to the wrong people. And then I went to a convention that one of those people, they did do something right. They told me if I didn't go to the big convention that the company was holding, they weren't going to work with me anymore. And I did everything to not go to that. And then I just did. And then I seen someone walk across stage that had evidence. And when he walked across stage and the company gave him accolades, a person reached out to me just yesterday, Bob, and they go, I'm all in. I'm all in. I go, can I tell you why? He goes, I went to your website and it said documentation beats conversation. Am I correct? The two owners of MDC were the two videos that you had on the top of documentation? I went, yeah. And he goes, when I hear an owner of a company talk about you the way he talks about you, why would I want to listen to anybody else? And then I watched the other video. And if I understand the video correct, you've made millions of dollars in almost every company you've been in. And then you made a decision to do it for your wife. Yeah. And he's going, I can't make myself millionaire, more or less pick out 67 other people to do it for. So, yeah. So when I talked to that guy that had evidence, because not only did the company award him, but when he got off stage, he had like 100 people around him. They all got out of their chairs and went up there and was celebrating him. I probably stood there for 20 minutes until they all cleared out. And then I asked him very simply, he goes, I said, would you please tell me how to do this business? And he said, once people say they're interested in making money, who do you introduce them to? He asked me who my money man was. And I didn't have anyone that was in my group that was making any money. So I kept listing off names. And then once he knew the person, because they walked the stage, and he's going, you got to work directly with this guy. Don't work with anybody else. So then I leave a message for him. He calls me back. And then I go spend a week with him. Slept in my car. And he was doing everything different. There wasn't one thing I learned from other people that he was doing. So that's the difference in making $1 million in a year versus someone that makes under 100,000. And so I said, man, he told me I could do it. So I said, okay, that's what I'm going to do. How fast can I get, started out being 70. How fast could I get 70 people in front of a video? See, even people miss this spot. Peak of interest. Peak of interest. What is that? That is like a trailer for a movie. No use talking to people for hours if they're not interested. You got to find out if they're interested. See, this would make sense to me.
Right.
So when people looked at me and I was standing on a sidewalk and I looked at them and I nodded and smiled and they moved their head away, not interested. Hey, Coach Bob, I smiled at a guy and he wouldn't smile back and he turned his head away. What's wrong with me? Nothing. Right. So, that guy got me excited about finding interested people and then putting those interested people in front of him. And I just went, my God, this is magic. There was a post that I was going to post today, but I'll do it tomorrow. And listen to this phrase. The magic you are looking for is in the work you are avoiding.
Oh, that's
the magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding. Some people watch this video live and recorded, and it's not that you don't know what to do because someone told you what to do. You're just avoiding it. You're just avoiding it. No one wants to. It's like, and those videos that I did, my younger me, why don't we have communication and connection like we had frickin' math? Wouldn't it be neat from the time that you had any consciousness that you understood that people had different personalities, that they think different, they hear different? See, when you first tell that to an average person, do you know that people hear different than you? You know what their response is? What are you talking about? Yeah, you can actually say something to someone, and some of you have seen these arguments or been in them. And in the middle of it, someone says, Bob, I can't believe you freaking said that to me. And you go, said what? And they said, you said blah, 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 blah. I did not. It's such a thing in life that right now there's a funny commercial going on where it shows guys arguing, and then someone out of nowhere throws a red flag. And they're just standing at a party. And he's going, why are you doing this? And they said, that is not what I said.
Right.
And they went, yeah, they do. And they bring out the monitor and they review the conversation. How many people would like a replay in your life? You know what I mean? It's like, that would be pretty cool. But without a shadow of a doubt, Bob, it's made me who I am, and it continues to make me who I am.
Yeah.
All day, every day, I'm looking for people that have evidence and helping other people get what they want in life.
And really, Robert, it couldn't be any simpler. I mean, you give us the videos. I mean, we didn't have those, 20 years back. You had CDs, and now you can do it right away. So I ended up signing up 3 people, just this past, during the sales. So yeah, it couldn't be much easier. So
yeah, even the way that if you guys are not getting people to do things, not that all people know, but you got to get really, really good at giving them a reason why they should do something. So my deal is let me see, 31,000 yesterday. Okay. Let me take that times 0.30. Okay. So if you guys were the one, listen closely. If anyone on this video would have sent my wife an affiliate link, you would have made $9,300 yesterday. Okay. So wait, Robert, tell me what you're saying. You become a free affiliate. You purchase brand bucks. You send my wife a link, and the company in the first Thursday in May would send you a check for $9,300. And I explain it that way, Bob. And there's still people that go, how do you do this? And I'm going, holy crap. So now I gotta, so I see Jason's coming up, right? So if Jason is an affiliate with My Daily Choice, I would say to Jason, how did that happen? And he would say, well, I was going back and forth with James, and James sent me a link. And that's how you became a free affiliate? Yes, it is. So what should you do to other people? I don't know. It's like, holy cow. Okay. It's not that they're stupid or ignorant. They're just afraid. They learn from the world that you shouldn't attempt anything because someone's going to make fun of you for doing it wrong. That's one of the things I said to my younger self. What if everything in the world is the exact opposite of the way you were taught? What if everything that you do today was the exact opposite of the way you learned? Because I was shy in school, and I sat in the back, and I sat behind people because I didn't want to be embarrassed if the teacher asked a question that she would call my name out because I normally wouldn't have the answer. And then when we took tests, I have no idea why they do this. So they would hand out the tests to the students and they would say, Coach Bob, he got an A. Bob Johnson got an A. Arthur got an A. Lisa Marie got a B. Bobby Hollis got an F. I'm going like, everybody would be laughing. And it was like, okay, so how can I not get humiliated and embarrassed? I know how. I'm not going to try. I'm just not going to try. I'm not going to participate in any time with a group of people where there can be a group of people that can laugh at me. What a great thing to teach kids. And let's not only do it all year, let's just keep doing it. So then we'll get kids in sports. And then when they're picked last, because everybody knows that they're probably going to be the kid that drops the ball or throws the ball out of bounds or gets the ball stolen from them. You know what I mean? And so you go through all life just going, the best way not to be humiliated is just not to try. Just don't try. What's the exact opposite of that? People don't give a shit about failing. These are the people that we all admired, right? These are the people that every one of us loves these videos where it's a little boy or a little girl on stage with a bunch of kids. And every one of them are really insecure and they're saying the word, singing the song. And then you got the one kid in the audience. What? and we're all going, oh my God, I need to enroll and sponsor one of those. Yeah, it's like, so some of you that are introverts and don't have good people skills, learn to introduce me to people that are misfits. Yeah, it's just that simple. I would love to tell people, hey, listen, do me a huge favor. Who's the person that you know that's the best storyteller? Oh my God. James is just, yeah. You ask James a question, he'll make you regret asking the question because he's just going to go on and on about all kinds of things. But when he goes on and on about all kinds of things, he's full of energy. He's passionate. He loves life. He loves people. Look at Jason going, yeah. And it's like, Matt sent me, I'll get off the subject here. Matt sent me a video. You should post it, Matt. It's a guy that did a TED Talk.
I honestly cannot wait to show you guys this video tomorrow because it's great.
Yeah. He does a TED Talk. And in the TED Talk, he's explaining to you what he's doing to you while he's doing nothing. So it's like a 5-minute TED Talk, and he starts out and he says, well, hello, everybody. I just know that we're really excited. It's fun to be on this TED Talk. And I know the stuff that I'm going to share with you is really going to change your life. What is it? It's nothing. But I'm really excited about sharing nothing to you because if I do it and move my hands and raise my voice a little bit, then it's got to be exciting, doesn't it? And people are going, yeah. And he goes, then he just starts throwing numbers up. There's a number 33, and then I have a pie chart. And did you know that 80%, 20% do this? And he's just throwing out numbers. And he goes, but this is important. You don't understand it because I'm just giving you numbers and a couple of graphs because someone showed me how to use slides. And it sounds pretty interesting, but it's really still about nothing, right? And I just went, man, if people knew that the reason that we do things is because of people. We love hanging around people like James. You can't be around James and not lift your energy a little bit.
Yeah.
And what does he do? He's a storyteller. And stories sell and facts tell. So thank you, Bob. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
I love you so much, Robert. You wouldn't even know, but thanks so
you.
much.
Yeah. And still to this day, Bob, it will click in your mind. It will click in your mind. Um, what was the thing that, have you ever done something for someone, Bob?
Oh yeah. Yeah, sure.
How does it make you feel?
Awesome.
One more question. When you do things for people, do you expect them to do something?
No, I do not.
That's my magic. All day, every day, I'm connecting with people to do stuff for them.
Oh, I know.
Introduce them to something. So when my mentality all day, every day is to do a live every day, do an Ask Me Anything on Saturday, do an Imaginator on Sunday, tomorrow, do an Inner Circle on Thursday, do a podcast on Wednesday. See, if all I'm doing is doing content, knowing that it's going to land on the right person at the right time, it always does. Then what part of that has to do with me? Just one thing, my ability to give.
Right.
So when I knew my giving could change people's lives, then it didn't make a difference on how I sounded, the way I looked, my background, whether I felt like it or not, because I feel just like you, Bob. When I think about getting on an AMA or a live or an inner circle or a podcast, I know that the stuff I say clicks people and they got hope and they believe that they can do it, if only for a little while. The people that don't do great in life are the people that plug in and plug out. Plug in, plug out. It's like because they're too busy beating themselves up. They think they're the thing that makes the difference when in reality, Sean Hennigan will go down in history if there's such a place as heaven. And Sean Hennigan stands up there and say, a disciple says, "What did you do, Sean, to enter in, be able to go to heaven?" And Sean goes, "To be honest with you, I don't know what I did." And they go, "Let me show you. Defending Your Life by Meryl Streep. Watch the movie." And Albert Books. And they go, "Watch this." And it shows Sean shaking and scared. And he's picking up the phone, dialing a number. And he's saying, "Hi, Bobby, how you doing?" And Sean's going to look at it and go, "Wow, I remember that call." And then Bobby got excited and you introduced him to somebody. Yeah. Because had the courage to make that call, didn't get in a way, didn't make it about yourself, and introduce Bobby to Bill Gould. He's affected over 3 million people and over 1 million orphans. That's what you did. You made that phone call. You didn't make it about you. You could have did the story before the story. See, some people make it all about them. So then when they contact people, the first job they do is throw up on them. Then that makes me ineffective. There's no reason to hear from me if you already told them everything. Just, I'd be interested in introducing this to some people that need money. Well, let me ruin it for you. Let me show you how complicated I can make this because it's all about me and my ego. We're not going to make it simple. We're going to make it complicated. So then the person says, "I can't do this. I need a website. I need a domain name. I need to prepare a PDF. I
Oh God, Robert.
love you, Bob.
I get you. You know I love and appreciate you. Matt,
Yeah.
same to you, buddy.
Okay. Have a great day. Great
I
weekend.
Thank
love
you
you
so
guys.
much, Bob.
Thank
See you
you.
tomorrow. See you
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch that video, you guys. It is funny, that TED Talk, because it's like, it's just one of those videos that reminds you that like confidence goes so far. Like your belief in what you're doing could sell so many people on what you're doing. It's your non-belief in what you're attempting to do that actually makes people feel a little bit more iffy about it, regardless of what it is. So definitely, if you believe in it and you believe in yourself, there's a lot that you can accomplish. So with that said, Jody is
true,
next, but I see
so
Jody's
tr-
walking around, so I don't
Yeah.
know if she's.
Hey, so true. So
She's
true,
back.
Matt. I wanted to bring up one thing that I thought that he said at the beginning that was funny. Is he goes, a lot of people will probably ask, why are you here? Someone reached out to me and said, would you like to do a TED Talk? And I went, yeah, absolutely. And then I started thinking, what am I going to talk about on TED Talk? You've seen all these things. I need to find something that no one else has talked about. And then it hit me. I'm going to talk about nothing. Which I think Larry David and Seinfeld, Jerry Seinfeld, are both billionaires because they made a sitcom that are talking about nothing. It's
Show
pretty
about
interesting.
nothing.
Go ahead, Matt.
No, absolutely. So I'm going to move on to Jody. It looks like she's back. Jody, I'm going to ask you to unmute. Are you with us?
Hey, everybody. How
Hello,
are you?
hello.
I'm blessed and
National
highly favored and deeply loved. How are you, Jody?
ditto to that.
Yay.
Absolutely. 10x on that one. Oh my gosh, I just got back a little while ago from the farm where I volunteer at the sanctuary. And first of all, most importantly, Luna did a reel, happy birthday reel for Terry. And I did a hashtag for Terry. So
Thank you,
fetch it.
Luna. Thank you, Luna. I see her looking around you back behind you.
Yeah. I have a win and a question.
Okay.
So at the sanctuary, there's probably a half a dozen donkeys, and I'm learning that donkeys are susceptible to skin irritations, and then the flies bite them and all that kind of stuff. So I took out Luna's oil today, and I asked Claudia, the owner, I says, do you mind if I rub drops on their open little sores that they have? And I especially want to see if I can get any of them to lick the dropper. So they were wonderful, the little donkeys, and I'm rubbing the oil on, right? And then when I'm done, I just open the bottle and just let them smell. And as soon as they start licking, I was putting drops on their tongue. Well, let me tell you about the 4 new friends I have now. So anyway, that was really cool. But my question is, and I have tried for quite a while now to get the answer myself. But let's go back 3 years. Jenna was doing in one of her private Facebook groups, law of attraction training, particularly around Think and Grow Rich.
Correct.
And a couple of times she mentioned blue cards, blue index cards.
Right.
She never mentioned anything about the blue ink like you have.
Oh.
Now, so here, this is one of my notes that I read every day from The Science of Being Great. Oh, yeah, I've got my stack too. The Science of Being Great by Wallace D. Wattles. So this side is black ink. This down here is blue ink. I had that memorized after 2 times of saying it out loud. On my refrigerator, I have the Laws to Happiness and Success from the God Memorandum on blue cards with blue ink. And that took about 3 or 4 times reciting it out loud. Now it's committed to memory. So whenever I walk into the kitchen, see the blue cards, bam, bam, bam goes the tape. What is the significance of blue cards and then also blue ink?
You're going to love this answer. You're going to love this answer. Ignorance on fire is just like a placebo effect.
Wow.
And so,
Okay.
and so when we see people pull off miracles, right? Their belief is that, hey, Jody told me this is the way it's done. This is, I'm going to do it. And there's been studies on this.
Yes.
So they've done studies where you take 100 people, tell them the same thing, and then come back 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And this was actually done by Harvard University.
Mm-hmm.
And they brought the Harvard students back 30-year anniversary. And 3% of the people in the group, 3 out of 100, out-earned everyone else in the group.
Wow.
And then here was the answer that they asked them. These 3 earn more money than the other 97. Would any one of you like to share with us your blue index cards that we told you to create 30 years ago? Those 3 people had their index cards.
There you go.
The other 97% thought it was bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Well, what you believe is what you achieve.
Yeah. And so here's another one, Jody, that I'll really throw your way. When I started meeting a lot of successful people, I mean, people that made tens and hundreds of millions and even a couple of billionaires, there was something unique that I found out because I would ask them. My simple questions, my 2 biggest questions I ask everybody is, what was one thing that gave you an significant emotional event that you can point to that did it for you? All right. The other one is what question do you wish that people would ask you that they don't?
Oh, wow.
And I love asking that question because people go, well, I've never heard of that one. And I go, well, sometimes you're on podcasts for 2-3 hours. And then when you get done and you're relaxing, you're going, God, I can't believe they didn't ask me this. Because this is really what it is. So another question I'll ask them is, what's your favorite book? And this is just my theory, my hypothesis, educated guess, is that the reason a lot of people have their favorite book, the one that snapped them, or a video or an audio or a movie, the thing that really snapped them and why it's different for most people is because they don't realize that they made the decision right before they seen that.
Oh, wow. Oh, I just got chills.
So,
Wow.
so finally in your mind, you just went, I'm done with this shit. I'm not living like this anymore. I am done. I am done. I'm changing my life today. This will be your favorite book.
Oh, it
Because,
is.
yeah, because you
Uh-huh.
made the decision. You made the decision. Now, here's something that really will shock you, Jody. Because you made the decision before you read the book, and then you read the book and you've seen everything shift for you, then what people do is they just keep thinking it's another book that's going to take them to the next step.
Oh,
Another trainer, another course, another company, another way of doing things. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to replace the feeling that this one did to them.
right. So just
When-
reread this one then. Whoops, this one. Just read it over again. I've read it 13, maybe 14 times.
Every time I need to reset my life.
Uh-huh.
Now, are there other books that have done incredible things for me? Yeah, like Think and Grow Rich, More, The Science of Getting Rich,
Mhm.
The Mind, you know what I mean? The one by Vision Lakhani that you started
Oh, The
reading.
Code of the Extraordinary Mind.
Yeah, there's very few books that I've read, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that were really, really poppers for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd say a majority of the books in the world will tell you something simple that you can do. And then if you don't do that simple thing, you didn't learn. You don't even
Oh, right.
retain the book. And
Yeah.
so, when I tell people, proclaim your uniqueness, go the extra mile. There's these little things that you'll hear people that ends up being their personal mantra.
Oh, that's what it's become. Wow. Okay. Oh
And
my gosh.
and here's only one other thing I'll share with you. So people keep learning and keep building their knowledge instead of applying the wisdom that snapped them.
Mhm.
I've never said this to anybody. And so you get the thing that changes your direction, and then you're looking for other things instead of just applying the emotional response that you got from that.
Exactly.
So when I got this book and I went from unworthy, dyslexic, okay, auto mechanic that's introverted and has a bad attitude and doesn't understand how to forgive his trauma and his victimhood, and also had a million excuses for not doing what I knew I needed to do in my life, to reading this book and went, wow, I was created. I'm a miracle. There's no one like me. And I am going to light the world on fire, man. I'm just going to look for those that have ears to hear. And it's going to be really obvious to me when I find someone that is not the right person at the right time. It's going to be very simple for me. So then when they call me up and go, life's still not going good. And I go, in the last time that you read chapter 9 before you went to bed out loud?
Right. Yeah.
Why I stopped that stuff. How's that working for you? Yeah, it's like me again. I know I'm unique. I really know I'm unique. People have taught me things to do that changed my life, and I just keep getting gooder at them.
Oh, yes, you do. Yes,
I'm
you do.
practicing. It's like, here's what I want everyone to hear. In your heart of hearts that if you became a good communicator and you could help other people imagine a better future than they have ever, you're done.
Perfect day.
So there's not anything that you can do on this planet where if you're not communicating with somebody, helping them see a better future for their lives, if you're not doing that and you're avoiding that, just stay on the struggle bus.
Yeah.
Just
Have a
stay on the
front row
struggle.
seat.
I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to help people. I think people are stupid. And it's like, well, great. The world's going to offer you a lot of shortcuts that never allows you to master that.
Mm-hmm.
So I like when people tell me that they watched some of my videos and their life changed. I get those comments daily.
Yes, absolutely.
And all I'm doing is spending time being grateful, mastering the lessons I've already learned.
Mhm.
And when we think about this, isn't it weird that we all know this, but we just don't do it? So the Olympics are coming up, right? And the people that get the bronze and the silver and the gold medal are only people that A, were inspired by somebody that already did it. 2, they made a decision and thought, if they can do it, I can do it. And 3, they did it every day, and now they got a medal on their neck.
Mm.
And the rest of the world sits around, I wish I could get a medal. It's like, yeah, unfortunately wishing and complaining about how everybody in the world sucks. And I have been saying this a lot recently, Jody, is that just complaining every day should be your first level of awareness, is just stop complaining.
Absolutely. Amen.
And
Oh, God.
turn complaining into appreciation and gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
So now everyone, I'm just glad. I mean, I love when I listen to Abraham Hicks's stuff and her audio on relationships.
Oh, that's a good one.
And the
Yes.
very first thing that she says is, aren't you thankful and grateful for people on this planet that help you express who you are?
Mm-hmm.
Because you could never express or figure out who you were if there was no other people on the planet.
Oh, my goodness. That's right.
And then she says, aren't you grateful for the people that think and want different things than you? Because they give you perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you happy that there's other people that think and want things different than you? Because I get to watch people dance on The Greatest Dancer, and now break dancing's in the Olympics.
I know.
Okay, there's only two groups of people, right? Always two group. Well, three. I always say three. One that doesn't know that they don't know, and they're never going to know why they don't know. So those are uninterested people, right? They're just not plugged in. Then there's a group of people that will go bananas just trashing people and saying it's total BS that there's break dancing in the Olympics. These are people that all day, every day are just haters. So
Mm-hmm.
everything that doesn't sound like for them, they think is stupid and they got to trash it. And then there's this group of people that went, that is awesome. I know I played around with a couple of kids when I was young. They'd whip out some cardboard and start doing all kinds of tricks and stuff on it. And I just thought that was cool. I never got good at it, but I know a couple of moves. So, now that I'm a little older and a little heavier, the worm doesn't look the same as it did when I did it in my teens.
You're so funny.
But it's not gonna stop me from at least attempting it, and I'll regret it for 2 weeks after that. But it's
Watch
like,
out for the shoulder.
yeah, I'm just telling everybody, man, when I see how many things there are in the world for us to get joy from,
Oh, my goodness sakes.
just showing
Oh,
up at an animal sanctuary and helping the people that created it to do stuff with the animals. Man, I'm just proud of you, Jody. I really
oh,
am.
thank you. Thank you. It's a beautiful thing to be alive, quite a privilege and a blessing, and to be able to, whatever time, skills, talents I have, to just give it forward. I
Keep
mean,
keep
it is,
keep using the gifts that that you have.
yeah.
And by
I mean,
doing, I always tell people, when you start doing the gifts that that you have that give you joy, and you do those, that's when I believe the universe introduces you to your other gifts.
right. Oh, one more quick thing.
Please.
So I was a special ed teacher for 32 years. So, last week when I'm out volunteering, Claudia, the owner, says to me, I would just really love, I don't know how it's going to happen, to have special ed kids out here.
Mm.
Whoa. So I said, well, what about Special Olympic athletes? And it just blew her mind. Now, I was a Special Olympics coach for decades.
God
So
bless you,
anyway,
man.
I called my friend at Palm Beach County Special Olympics. He's the director. And I connected him and Claudia. So this summer, we're going to have Special Olympic athletes come out and learn how to care for the rescue horses and the goats and the whole 9 yards, and just pay it forward.
Yeah.
And all it was, you're so, well, you're always right. God, God will
You now you
always.
guys need to talk to Terry and my son. It's like I can pull off some stupid stuff sometimes, but I I nowadays recover very quick. I still do stupid
There you
mistakes,
go.
but I
That's the
recover fast.
magic, right? But God, I mean, it is truly only by the grace of God that I'm sitting right here breathing and just hanging out with you guys. And most of you know the story of that. But yeah, the connections, as long I know as I keep paying forward, and it's not always with money. I do have 3 charities that I do donate to, but it is the time and God-given talent and skills that all of us have.
Yep. Yep.
Love you.
I love you
Thank you.
too. And have you ever looked at my username on Facebook?
You.
It's giving it forward.
Oh, right. Oh my gosh. Have I done a violation of copyright or anything?
No. I was going to tell you that I used to tell people there's even a movie, but I used to tell people, your life will change if you pay it forward. And there again is a word, pay,
Mhm.
that if you ask people to describe that word, that's something they don't want to do.
Oh, because then they relate it to money, and money is evil, and all the stupid ass paradigms of which I used to have regarding
Oh,
money.
amen. Amen.
Okay, I don't anymore. I love money. It's one of my best friends, and it pays me very handsomely. Thank you.
Yeah. So just, give it forward. You can take it. Yeah, I've been using that one for a long time, huh, Matt?
Yeah, no, I feel like you've had domains with it. I definitely have made a couple of logos around it through the
Yeah,
years.
for sure.
It's been around as long as I've been doing business with them. So
Well, Jody, don't ever forget how special you are to me.
Oh, thank you so much.
thank you
Love
so much,
you.
Love ya.
Jody. Love and
Love ya.
appreciate you.
Bye. Welcome, Jason, and thank you so much for your service.
Speaking of Jason, you're next in line. I'm going to ask you to unmute so you can ask your question. How are you doing? Great to have you with us. I think I maybe go ahead and try to unmute again if you can. Maybe I have to ask you to unmute. There we go. Did that work, Jason? Okay,
Can you
it
hear
says
me
you're
now?
unmuted.
There he is. There he is. Hi, Jason.
Hi, how are you?
I am blessed and highly favored and deeply loved, if you haven't heard.
I have heard Robert speak very highly of you.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Doing okay.
I like to make you I'd like you to go from okay to blessed and highly favored and deeply loved.
I
Would that be
appreciate
okay? Would that be all right?
that. Would be great. That
Good.
would be my questions are kind of different than the ones that have been asked. But kind of
Of course, you're new. These
yeah,
people have been around me for a while, so
yeah.
you cannot ask a silly question or a dumb question. It's impossible.
Okay. Back in 2023, I finally got my head out of my ass. Because I was injured in 2009 and I had, really big depression issues about my injuries. I have seizures. I had 2 seizures last night because of the head injury that I have. And it's just PTSD and everything like that. It just brings you down.
Yeah.
But back in 2023, I told myself, I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to make myself more able-bodied to my family.
Good.
I have 2 children and a wife of 21 years now.
Congrats.
And thank you. And right now I'm running a knife and tactical bag business. My former interpreter in Afghanistan is a 3rd-generation knife maker.
Wow.
And yeah, I make cutlery knives, or he makes cutlery knives, skinning knives, Bowie knives, axes, you name it, he can make it. So
Very, very cool. What a great skill.
yeah, it is. It really is. And he went in. Him and his best friend are now doing this together. So they're making some really quality stuff that I just
Awesome.
dropped off at a fish and boat store yesterday. And but I'm looking to make some extra money. I always pictured myself, I'm 44 now. I always pictured myself at 45 being not filthy rich, but having money to be able to help others.
Nice.
My wife and I, no matter how much money we had at Christmas, whether it was a little bit or a lot, we always donated to like Metropolitan Ministries. We went to Walmart. We bought four or five.
Very good.
Yeah, we bought 4 or 5 bikes. We bought a bunch of toys, bunch of clothes. And, with my income, my disability income, it's non-taxable. So they would always ask, do you need a receipt for your taxes? And I'm like, no, I don't need a receipt because I'm not claiming it. So,
Right.
But I don't know. My questions are kind of, my wife is a very investigative person. She's a paralegal by school.
Good.
So she's like, well, all I see is this bad stuff and this bad stuff and this bad stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but there can't be all bad stuff because there's,
True.
Robert's doing it and James is doing it. And I mean, it can't be all bad.
Yeah. Well, the first invitation I will give you, and you can show her this clip, is if she would like to jump on a Zoom with me, and I promise you the Zoom is not going to be me trying to convince her against her thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I will just be, as her being a paralegal, and there's nothing wrong with someone being skeptical, because here's the thing. People that are skeptical by nature, and if it's too good to be true, it probably is. It once those people get the evidence they need to sell themselves, then they're loyal to the bone. See what I mean? And so there are a majority of the people out there, it's like, hell, I'll try it. And that's sort of a worse mentality because they teach everybody. I mean, they're thinking like it's a lottery. I'm going to try this for a couple of weeks and see what happens. And if it doesn't work, of course, I'm not going to do anything that I was told to do. And I'm not going to learn anything that actually works. I'm just going to use my bad skills and do what I think. And then when it doesn't work, then I can tell everybody, yeah, I tried a number of those things and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So for you, Jason, you could say to her, that you brought that up because my wife is that way. And so when they learn the things that they learn, and they're going like, they almost end up being better at the business than we are. Because the people that they know that they're that way. So now it's like, what's your wife's first name?
Dawn.
Dawn. So it's like when Dawn says, listen, you guys need to try this product. And people go, I guarantee you, she went deep into figuring out where the you know what I mean? And then I'm just getting to learn from you, Jason. When you got people like me that are sort of like fly by the seat of their pants kind of people,
Mm-hmm.
it's like Robert just has this sort of mentality that he can make anything work, and he does. And that's like, I tell people sometimes, I'm not smart enough to fail.
True.
Listen to that, because I'm a risk taker. I'll try stupid stuff. I don't care if I fail. I don't care what other people think. And just like Jody said, Jason, I really want to thank you for your service. There's been a lot of new laws and stuff that have been passed for veterans that trying our CBD products. And man, it just, I don't, people always tell me that you got to be careful what you say as far as claims, but the CBD that this company offers is just a miracle in a bottle.
Yeah.
And so now the number of vets that we have and people that are using this product, because really it only does one thing. It doesn't make you high, but the only thing that it does is it allows your body to communicate with itself to know where the healing has to go.
Right.
And I know that I'm getting too deep really, really fast, but we hear how many people die of cancer. Cancer is just the inability of your body knowing that it's there. So when cells start not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and the body doesn't know that it's there. So the cancer cells and other people that suffer from any kind of disease, the body's the cells are good at camouflaging their cells. So the white blood cells don't know where they are.
Right.
So now some of the best treatments in the world is if the CBD connects the receptors so that your body knows where it needs to do the most healing, and then your body does the healing. So that's all the CBD does is connect it, because like when people get hurt, of course, when you get hurt, and your brain's not doing what it's supposed to be doing, and your body's not doing what it's supposed to be doing, well, then how do I deal with the depression? How do I deal with the stress, the anxiety? How do I deal with the pain? And that's when doctors go, Jason, I got something that can block that receptor. See what I mean? Like a painkiller, or let's just numb your emotions to the point where you're sort of like a zombie, but you're not depressed anymore.
Right.
So you're not depressed, but I also don't feel like doing anything today.
Exactly.
And so, man, the stories that I got from people using this product, and today being 420 and it being 50% off. And on top of that, it's a money back guarantee for 60 days. You don't even have to send the stuff back. So yeah, I know this product will really, really do some really miracle stuff for you. No doubt in my mind.
Right.
So
I think order that.
yeah, that's just a few of our 12,000 products, right? So it's yeah, so make sure that if Dawn wants to, I could even go back and forth with her on Messenger, and James can help you with that. Just so you can ask me questions and just go back and forth, because yeah, a majority of the people, if I asked everyone, Jason, everyone, I want you to write a paragraph of what you think I do every day. 99.9% of the people would be so far off, it'd be embarrassing, because they're making up what they think I do every day. And so when they make that stuff up, what are the chances that they want to do that stuff? They don't.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, I hear Robert makes millions of dollars a year, but I'm not going door to door, and I'm not standing on standing on a corner down by the courthouse with a blowhorn, yelling at, why don't you have CBD? It's like, oh my God, people are just, people are people. People do people things, and they're hilarious to me, and also sad, because they'll talk themselves out of everything. And it's like, so people think what I do is sales. It's nothing like sales. So any other questions, Jason?
Yeah. When you talk to people, what's like the average, like say out of 10 people that you talk to, what's the average that actually comes aboard onto your team?
That is as unique as your DNA.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of people want to know how many people, what's the percentage, how many people do I have to go through? Instead of, I will find the right people and I'm going to pull this off. So, at the beginning, you're not going to have the confidence and skill level that I have. You know what I mean? So I just knew that numbers don't lie, Jason, and numbers are not emotional. So if you were selling knives and all I was going to teach you to do is sell knives, then all I would ask you is to do a short video every day talking about how great this frickin' knife is. And if you keep putting content online and then you share that content with people, then people are going to comment, like on it, and share it.
Right.
And it's like, I don't know how many of you guys notice this, but regardless of what show that you watch, there seems to be commercials because they work.
Yeah.
There's nothing funnier than a person that can't sleep that's watching infomercial, Jason. And then, my wife's got a new, floor cop, the floor police,
Yeah.
which is these rotating scrubbers. You know what I mean? It's like, by the way, it freaking works really good. You know what I mean? But it is pretty, we try to complicate things by saying, wow, Jason, so what if I could show you that if you did what I told you to do, that you're going to make 100 grand from today to this time next year?
I'd be very happy.
So then, just like boot camp, they don't tell you the stuff that you're going to go through boot camp because then you would say no.
Yeah.
So you enlist and you go, what's your goal, Jason? To get through boot camp. That's what my goal is to complete boot camp. So I wish people would think that way when they got in this business, because my mentor did that to me. He said, Robert, how much you want to make? I said, I need to make $3,800. If I made $3,800 a month take home, I'd have it. And he goes, great, that's 38,000 in volume. You make 10% on average. You get paid a lot more at the beginning. So if you get 38,000 in volume, let's divide that by 100, because people that do this business will do like 100 in volume every month if they're making more than that. So that's 380 people. And then he always does stuff like this to me. He'd go, 380 people, how long does it take to connect with somebody? And I go, I don't know. He goes, let me show you how long it takes. You ready to time me? Hi, Jason. I want to get connected with you. Here's a gift for you. Did you time that? No, I didn't. That was seconds.
Seconds.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's say that you really, really suck and you get 1 out of 10. So now that's 3,800 people times 15 seconds. And I go, stop it. See, because he would always reduce to the ridiculous for me.
Right.
And he's going, Robert, if you get 70 people in 30 days to watch this video, I won't be able to shut you up. Just focus on that. He didn't tell me how many people I needed to connect to. He didn't tell me how many people would ignore me or ghost me. He didn't tell me how many people would try to pitch me on whatever they thought they were great at doing. He wouldn't tell me how many people would propose to me. He just goes, the goal is how many people can you get to watch that video to see if they're interested? And I went, game on. And so I got 72 people to watch the video. And when you asked me today, Jason, how many people did I talk to get 72 people to watch that video? My mind was focused on getting done with boot camp. See what I
Gotcha.
mean? So if someone gives you an imagination of a mission you have to accomplish, then imagine you get done with boot camp. Congratulations, Jason. And then someone says to you, hey, Jason, I just have a quick question for you. Sure. How many push-ups did you do while you're there? Never counted them. Don't care. I know
Thousands.
each and every day that my goal was not to pay attention, do what I was told, practice and do it right. So I wouldn't want to be the person doing push. But people that don't want to do things usually ask questions about stuff that we don't know the answers to.
Right.
It's like before you met Dawn and fell in love with her, how many girls did you ask out?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. I need to introduce you to Dawn. The mission is accomplished. Isn't that crazy?
Right.
So always look at the mission that you need to accomplish. And so I got 72 people to watch the video. 11 of them got involved in the company, and 6 of them did something. And I made $1 million before the age of 30.
Nice.
Because I wasn't looking for people that didn't want to do it. I was looking for people that wanted to make 6 figures. So I learned to sort really quick, Jason, and you will too.
Okay.
I'd walk up to people and I'd say, hey, could you do me a favor? No. All right. Never took it personal. Never called up James in the middle of the night. This guy, he wasn't interested. It's like, what?
Did you have like when you were talking to people and saying, can I show you a video? Did you like make an appointment with them and give them a business card, or did you show them right then and there?
Yep, right then and there. Now I'm talking about today, what we're doing in 2024 because of the internet, right?
Right.
So I'm meeting you from James, but I thank you for your service, but I don't know where you live.
Tampa, Florida.
See, it's like my largest organization right now is in Hungary and Romania, the 2 poorest countries in Europe. My next group is in Nigeria. So I met people online by very simply reaching out to them, connecting with them, and we'll show you exactly step by step on how to do that. And then the people that are interested, after I give them a gift, I share with them a video. Do me a favor, watch this short video. So how do you know James?
We met in a chat room, veterans chat room, and then we.
How dare him? How dare him do that?
I know.
So, did you ever feel like James was trying to sell you something?
No, never.
He was just connecting with another brother vet.
That's right.
And so, was there a point as James was doing it that you felt sort of like I sort of like this guy. He seems to be a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's called connection, right? And then somewhere when he felt comfortable with your guys' connection and he knew that you sort of knew, like, and sort of trusted him a little bit, then he probably went off on telling you about me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's how you got here.
Yes, sir.
So thank you, James. So people always ask, well, what do I do? Do what James does. So James makes enough money to not only just be one of the top supporters that I have for the orphans that I support. I'm thinking about changing James's name to Allstate because you're in good hands. I'm telling you.
Yes, sir.
Any
Yes,
other
sir.
questions you got?
No, sir. I'm good.
He'll connect you with you in a group chat. You and your wife, Dawn, can ask me any questions at any time. Okay. And there's no doubt in my mind, Jason, that you can create anything that you want with this business, anything that you want. And I'll show you how to do it.
All right. Thank you very much.
I'm telling you what, it's a lot easier than being a soldier.
Here than that, then
I love you, brother. You're my new friend.
thank you. I love you too.
You bet. God bless.
Thank you so much, Jason, for sharing and joining us on here. We appreciate having you, and thanks again for your service.
Thank you very
Um,
much.
Thank you. We have one more person with their hand raised, and that's Lisa
Okay.
Marie. I'm gonna ask you to unmute. Lisa, are you with us?
Hi guys. How's
Hello,
everybody?
hello. Doing
Hi,
great.
Lisa Marie. How are
Hello,
you?
hello. I'm wonderful. Hey, just a happy birthday to Terry.
Isn't
We
that
love her
cool?
so much. And thank you, Terry, for keeping Robert happy.
I'm
Good
very
job.
blessed.
Good
Very
job.
blessed.
Yes. Melody, I wanted to just say a quick thing. It's been awesome hearing her voice on here once in a while.
Yes. Yeah. I got to
So
hear her
that
voice. I got to hear her voice just a little bit because she called Terry to wish her happy birthday. So they
good
talked for
deal.
a long time. So I got to
Good deal.
hear.
Yeah.
It's always neat to see my wife with a big smile on her face, and that's usually from hearing from people like Melody. So
Yeah,
thank you.
that's
Thank you. Thank you.
awesome. That's awesome. And I wanted to just give a shout out to Bob too. Coach Bob, thank you for being so patient with me, Bob. You are at the top of my brain though. Just know that, okay? We're working on it all. So
Good.
I do have a question about 420 specifically.
Sure.
Now, and this has been on my mind for a long time, not just all of a sudden. I mean,
Right.
I've been thinking about the connection with my daily choice, the pet oil, the rescue farm, the orphans, all of this stuff. It all plays out up here. It does.
Good.
So people think I'm all over the place, and I am, but all of these things are important to me.
Why do you care again what other people think?
I don't anymore. I
Okay.
don't.
If you hear me going, Lisa, come on, man, you're just doing too many things, and you don't hear it. I stop myself from saying stuff because I think you're freaking awesome.
I do too. I'm certain to believe that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, with this 420 sale, I want to promote the pet Hempworks line, and I
Okay,
want all of the commissions to go into Buddy's place. So how
great.
do I do that without it sounding cheesy? And how do I put that out there like that?
What you do is you ask yourself out loud, what would be the easiest way and the best ways to share with people that they could do this incredible thing for their pets? And with that, a percentage of all the sales are going to Buddy's place.
Not a percentage, all of it.
Okay.
I mean,
So then,
yeah.
so then you just say to yourself, how do I say that? And then you go online and you say that.
Okay.
And not once go, yeah, but this is going to sound cheesy. But people are going to think that I'm scatterbrained. And people are going to think, oh my God, now she's doing this. See, all that shit is what you create in your head.
But all of these things that Lisa is doing is building me.
Yep. So if your heart's in the right place, I'm going to say something right now that I know that you know, Lisa Marie, and I think Jody will love this. I seen a video that put a tear in my eye instantaneously. And it was this basketball player walking off the court, right? And so when they go in the corner, of course, they got people, adults and kids that are trying to get them to get autographs or want something from them. When stars walk through crowds, it's got to be pretty crazy for them, right? And I see this basketball player and he's walking, and this kid grabbed his jersey and he stopped, and you could tell that he was pissed. Froze him in his, why are you grabbing my jersey? He turns around And we all know what they look like, but it was a young kid sitting on the shoulders of his father, and you could tell instantly that the child had Down syndrome. And to watch the immediate reaction of this guy. So this kid reached out, got a hold of his jersey. He's got this pissed off look on his face, and he turns around and looks at the kid, and immediately you could just see tears come in his eyes. He reached across to grab the kid. And then once he grabbed the kid, he stepped back and pulled off his jersey and handed it to the kid. That's how fast you can connect with somebody. And we all know this about special people, especially Down syndrome, is we immediately look at them and just know that they're all love. And they don't second guess themselves.
Right.
Frickin' ever. They don't have the capacity to go, maybe I shouldn't do this, or maybe I shouldn't smile, or maybe I shouldn't go up to them and try to give them a hug. We all watch these people that are very, very, very special. And the best gift that they have is no judgment and 100% love. They're like animals.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
So it's us being treated differently by the opposite group of people that makes us caution. See, that's where the caution comes from. Well, what if, and they think, and, you know, people with the they shirts are always saying this shit. And see, we just got to block that from us. What if, I know that it sounds controversial because I've never said this, but I wish there was a button someplace that we could switch on ourselves to allow us when we're going out to help other people and to do something great, that we can just flip this switch where everyone would look at us like we got Down syndrome.
Right. Yeah.
So they would instantaneously go, ooh, I got to be different. I got to be different around this individual because they're not judging me. They don't have an evil heart. They're not mad at me. And all they want to do is just love up on me. And it doesn't take months or hours. It takes a millisecond.
Right.
So I've always wanted to be that person for others, to give them hope that I love them unconditionally. I have no problem telling them that I love them and appreciate them.
Mm-hmm.
They know that I would take the shirt off my back to help them. And I don't judge them and I don't treat them bad. Now,
Right.
what happens when I run across people that don't feel that way about me? That's not my fault. That's their fault. See, I could choose to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to. It's funny for me as a human being, it just moves from one thing to another. I've never called up any of you and said, are you going to qualify? Are you going to buy a product? You know what I mean? Why aren't you a 1K yet? I've gotten past that. But the last couple of years, I've really struggled with what don't you understand about what I'm teaching you? I've gotten a little impatient the last couple of years where it made me stop doing things. Because I'm like, man, I'm just done tired talking to the same 20 freaking people that just won't stop beating up themselves. They don't get it.
Yeah.
Now I've put that down. See what I mean? It's like, what would I want someone to do to me? It's like the golden rule. What I want for you is what I want for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I want people to go, how do you create 320,000 of volume in a day? 13,000 people that give a shit. That's all. I got 13,000 people that went, I believe in this. I believe in this enough to share it with people.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
it. And
You
so,
know what? I
what a
need to
great,
trust my heart more and just do what
yes.
wow, I overthink crap. Holy shit.
But
Man.
you do that. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm proud of you, because you're aware of it. You know you're getting better. Everyone that's hung around you know that you're getting better. And
Right.
that's got to be your imagination. Your imagination has to be, Lisa Marie, that you never ever think about what other people are thinking.
God, I want it to be like that. Yeah.
But
That'd
that's
be
your
awesome.
imagination. And
Yeah.
then no triggers, none. What are you doing now? I don't have a clue, but it's going to be freaking awesome. It's going to be awesome.
Right.
Uh, people say I'm scattered. Um, yeah, but I'm scattered and I got a lot of things going in a lot of different ways when the majority of the people I know have nothing going and doing nothing.
That's right. Amen.
So I'm just going to keep taking my little baby steps toward
Yeah.
whatever I'm interested right now. It's like I'm interested, and then I get a little confused and frustrated because I can't figure out how to create this graphic. So I'm going to stop doing that. And then I'm going to go over here and create a song. And then I'm a little frustrated in that. So I'm going to stop doing that. Then I'm going to post some
What are
stuff.
you in my living room or what? What the hell are you doing?
No, I argue.
Oh my
I argue.
goodness. It sounds so like me.
Everyone around me is going all the time. How many people do you know always reach out to you? And this is what they say. Hey, Robert, I was thinking about you today. And again, I want to thank you for all the videos that you've done. It's really made a huge difference in all of the things that I do. And I just have a quick question for you. What? What are you up to? What are you doing now? I could share it with you, but it could change tomorrow. And you're like, so you're doing the same thing you're doing now? Yeah. Is people come and look at my house and they just go, oh my God, it's a beautiful home. They don't know that I do a square at a time.
Right. Right. Yeah.
But the majority of the people aren't doing shit. So it always makes me look like I'm always way better than them.
Yeah.
So I think I should do live videos
Yeah.
on Facebook. Well, maybe I shouldn't do live videos on Facebook. Maybe I should do them on YouTube. Well, I'm doing them on YouTube, but I don't know if they're effective. Maybe I should stop. Well, the way I was looking at my lives as being effective is whether or not they were creating views, subscribers, and income. Then I stopped doing the lives and everybody reaches out to me and goes, why'd you stop doing your lives? I loved them. Oh, I didn't think about that, Matrix.
I
Because I love
feel
them.
right. And I feel the same way. I I want to do my lives. I do. And
It,
so
it, it's good for me. It's good for me. I get up after my prayer time and my gratitude time, and then I start listening to something about personal development because I've worked so hard on my connection. I can't listen to anything without getting ideas on how to share it with others. It's impossible for me to hear from anybody, including, oh my God, I heard this statement. The magic you are looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. Oh my God, I got to share that with everybody.
yeah, I wrote that down. That was good.
And so
That's true.
I'm listening to podcasts, I'm listening to personal development. I'm constantly plugged into as many avenues I can. I like watching sports and stuff when people are all jacked up and miracle things happen,
Mhm.
like last Saturday. And I'm just constantly in a place of being inspired and motivated by other people because I seek it.
I've got to thank you for giving me my imagination back. That is
Yeah.
such a cool thing. And I am working on my testimony. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
And
it
Buddy's
is.
place is going to be awesome. And the
Yes, it
orphans
is.
are going to be here too with the summer camp.
No doubt.
And yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Jody started talking about, the kids in the special education, because I was a special education teacher too for quite a few years, so and I've always known that I've had this passion for kids. Actually, the kids are more so than the animals, but the animals seemed like a more feasible task.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
I got a quick question for you.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how patient were you were you with those kids?
Oh my gosh, I was excellent with them.
Can't you do that for you?
I know, right?
Be that Lisa Marie for Lisa Marie. So when the kid goes, I don't understand, I don't get it. You go, no problem. Let's figure out a different angle for you to get this. Yeah, that ain't working either. No, big deal. Let's find another thing that works.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
If you were Lisa Marie for Lisa Marie, your whole entire rest of your life is going to be a miracle. Because this is the way I look at it, you guys. And we'll close on this. If something, God forbid, happened to me and I'm no longer on this planet, that day that it happened will still be one of the best days I've lived on this planet. So when I'm no longer here, it's going to be an incredible, awesome day, like it was the day before, the day before, the day before, the day before. So I'm like going, man, when you live life like that,
Yeah.
and you're just
Yeah.
constantly praying, you're just constantly praying for people to, I couldn't get through to them. Maybe, God send them somebody else that can get through to them.
Right. Right.
If I'm not
Yeah.
the person that could convince them that they are a miracle and that we're born to create, and the joy comes from the creation and doing something for others.
Yeah. Such a cool feeling. Such
Yeah.
an awesome feeling.
That's why I
Yeah.
brought that up to Bob. It's like, I'm going to really cover that on the Imaginator call tomorrow. Is like, we all know how we feel when we do things for other people. So there's only two things that ruin that. Only two. If you haven't figured out that doing things for people should not expect something in return. That's not the definition of giving. Because if you have unrealistic expectations for doing something for someone else and they don't do anything in return, now you ruined it. So, because
Right.
they're never going to do what you expected them to do.
That's right.
So I even see, Bob, you were pointing this up. It's like if I was the individual when I first got in this industry that said, wait a minute, every time I look at these, income disclosure statements for other companies, why is it less than 1% of people get it? I'm going to be the guy that's going to make it 1 or 2%. If I can just raise it by 1 or 2%, then everything's going to be awesome. I'm trying to change nature. I'm trying to change nature.
Right.
Where does it say in any scriptures of any organized religion that you should change people against their will? Science of Getting Rich has a whole chapter on don't do that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't come up with ways to get people to do things against their will. Don't do it. That's called manipulation. That's called being selfish. You're getting people to do things as a benefit to them. No, you're supposed to find the people that have ears to hear. Because when you have someone that you didn't know of that has been thinking in their mind, I got to change my life. I got to change my life. Please, whoever's out there, I got to change my life. I need to do this for me and my family. And then they get connected. What did Bill Gould have to do to convince me to do this business? Not a freaking thing.
Right.
Nothing. Man, those people are fun to work with. I've been praying for this, Lisa Marie. Thank you so much. I'm gone. Don't need your help. I got it. I'll figure it out. Would that be the same with voluntary money and their time? Are there people in the world that if they knew what Buddy's place was, they would want to throw money at you?
I would think so. Absolutely.
They are sitting around, just inherited a bunch of money. They don't need it. They don't need it. And they're going, I wish someone would reach out to me and inspire me. I need something to
can do
touch my
that,
heart.
yeah.
I need
can do
something to
that.
touch my heart. I need something that makes me feel like I'm making a difference. They see your video, bingo. Have you guys ever been blown away by how much money these GoFundMe pages get? Why doesn't anyone ever talk about the 99% of the GoFundMes that don't go anywhere? We only hear about the ones that do well. What a concept. That's everything in life. Doesn't mean that the need wasn't there. It was the person that shared their story of what their need was that messed up.
Mhm.
And the biggest GoFundMe pages that have ever hit the planet are short and sweet. Hey, we
Yeah.
just wanted to tell you about this guy that's been showing up to work every day for 8 years. And he never told anybody that his car broke down. So he's been walking for 3.5 hours one way to work. And someone found out about it. And so that was that whole thing that I seen where there was a person that can't drive because they're blind. And so she put together a Facebook group of people that know him. And so they drive around and now they're fighting to who gets to take him on his errands.
Mhm.
Jeez. So then they give him a car and tell him if people don't have a car, but they have a driver's license, they can come over and drive you and get. And so now he's blind and he doesn't walk anywhere because everyone's fighting over who gets to take him. Because I got Al today. I took Al to the dentist. I took Al to the doctor. I took Al to the grocery store. It's like you guys, if the right intention and the right heart and the right imagination is behind it. And that's why the rest of the world doesn't understand.
Right.
That's why the rest of the world doesn't understand. They're going like a purple dinosaur.
Right.
I think that's the stupidest stuff I've ever seen in my life. Well, how about this guy that's ex-military that wants to put a thing together called Mr. Rogers? And he's got this train that goes around and, hi, Mr. Choo Choo. You know what I mean? And it's like, why can Mr. Rogers make such a big difference that if you guys ever seen his testimony in front of Congress, look it up. Mr. Rogers in front of the Congress talking about kids. Because that guy figured out how to connect with people first And then he can give you 3 or 4 sentences that just rip your heart out of your chest. And you can't fight with him. You just start reaching for your credit card and your wallet to give to him because he's genuine.
Yeah.
And you can't say that he doesn't care. And he just found his little niche in his little way to make children feel like they're okay.
Right.
Don't worry, everything's going to be okay. Just look for the helpers. And he talked about subjects that parents didn't know how to talk to their kids about. Are you different? Everyone's different. Isn't that awesome? Pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is for sure. Thank you, Robert. You're awesome.
Thank you. I love and appreciate you.
I
And
love you.
turn it back to Matt. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Lisa Marie. We love and appreciate you. You're amazing. So thank you everybody so much for showing up on the AMA today. This was excellent. Thank everyone that asked questions today. Got your guys' names here. James, Bob, Jody, Jason, and Lisa Marie. Thank you guys so much for showing up. Thank you everybody else who's watched us or taken part in the AMA. I'm gonna highlight myself here for a second because I have a graphic for let me see. Spotlight for everyone. Okay, I got this cool graphic that I made here for our schedule. So right here is our schedule.
Nice.
And so we do the podcast every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific. My dad does daily wisdom lives on YouTube almost every single day at 12 p.m. Pacific. You can find all this stuff at roberthollis.com/YouTube. And then of course we have the breakthrough sessions with our inner circle members. If you want to learn more about that, just go to roberthollis.com/join or click the join button below the YouTube video here. We also have AMAs just like this one every Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific time. And then tomorrow we have the Imaginators, which is another group of people that we meet up with and help accomplish their imaginations, help jumpstart them back to imagining what they want in their lives, and then pinpointing them how to accomplish it. So for that, just click the join button as well, or go to roberthollis.com/join to check more about that. So thank you guys once again. I'm going to ask everybody to unmute here so we all can say goodbye. 1 second here. Ask all to unmute. Thank you, you guys. Thank you so much for showing up.
Thank you very much.
Thank
I
you,
love you guys.
Matthew. You're awesome
Thank
too.
you,
You did a
Robert.
wonderful
Thank you.
job. Thank you,
Matthew,
James,
Robert,
Lisa Marie, Kevin,
Lisa
Yeah, bye,
Marie,
guys.
Jody.
Bill.
Thank you guys so much.
Bye.
Hi,
Thank
Karen.
you.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Looking forward to getting to know
Bye.
you and Don better. Arthur,
Thank y'all.
Jim, Kai, Eric, Arlene, Melody, Daniel, John. I think I got everybody. I love you guys.
God bless everyone.
I love
Thank
you.
you guys
Have a
so
great
much.
420.
Hey, Dylan, come here.
Have a safe and great 420, everybody.